Sweet.
Sweet.
We're sweet. Okay, so we're here at Greenford, and a few people have commented that they would like a video of Greenford and also a manual car video. So today we're here with Mike, and he is the manual driving instructor at 2 Day Pass, and we're going to be doing a lot of hills, as Greenford is full of hills. And we're going to be focusing on the clutch control and hill starts, changing gear, all that lovely stuff.
Okay.
Right, Mike, I'm going to give you directions. Yeah?
Yep, no worries.
Careful with your knee. Don't whack that camera off.
Alrighty.
Alright, so take your time. When you're ready, drive on, please.
Alright. Let's get that biting point. It's quite hilly here. Already got a bit of gradient there. Right, okay.
Oh, Mike, you didn't check over your left shoulder before you drove away.
Sorry, mate.
Oh, he's failed his driving test already. Alright, we're just going to keep going up this hill. Now, normally if you come to Greenford to do your driving test, your driving instructor will probably face you towards the test centre. But we're facing away from the test centre, and this is normally the road you'd start on. What we're going to do is go up this hill, and probably later we'll come down the hill. So we're focusing on what gear you would use for uphill and how you would control the clutch. As you can see, it looks like Mike's holding his biting point there.
I'm covering the clutch.
You're covering the clutch, okay. And what gear are you in?
I'm in second gear.
I'm
now coming into first gear.
Good. Why would you be using first gear?
Because it's so steep up the hill.
Very steep.
And your lowest gear is the most powerful gear.
It is, yeah. Alright, so you heard it from the horse's mouth, from the manual instructor. And this corner here is blind, alright? A lot of learners come round that corner. Two learners going round that corner simultaneously is recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Okay, if one of them's not holding their lane accurately, you might have to stopping on that hill and getting going again. You would need first gear, so good gear choice. And very good clutch control. So as you can see, Mike's gearing down into first gear again. Turn left please at the roundabout, first exit. And just, can you stop at the roundabout, even if it is safe to go, Mike? Just stop here. Well, we have to, don't we now, because we've got traffic. And just talk me through what you're doing here with...
I've applied the handbrake on,
yeah.
So I've got that extra support, I don't roll back. I get my biting point, pinch on the gas as well, and then release that handbrake.
Good, so you do
I call
the
it
same
half
method.
and half. Raise my clutch up halfway, pinch that gas down, half down, and then release the handbrake.
Okay, do you talk about any sound that you're making with the gas, any sort of revs that you might be aiming
you can
towards?
listen and get the feeling.
Yeah, you get that humming noise.
Get the humming noise, get the feeling of the engine. Slightly louder, certain pupils are. It's all about the feeling. Get the feeling of
the biting point.
Bite, yes.
Yeah.
You need that.
And then that humming of the gas.
Humming of the gas.
Using the handbrake, that's what I was saying, that's the method I use instead of using the brake pedal.
That's right, yes.
Because then you've got all the time in the world to add the gas, get the gas set, get the clutch set.
Exactly.
Okay, and then when it's all ready, you pull the trigger and fire the gun. Boom, you're off. So that was the analogy I used to give. It's like loading the gun. You're pulling the hammer back, getting that clutch ready, getting the hammer cocked. You're loading it, which is the bullets, which is the gas. Getting that hum.
That's right.
And then your trigger is the handbrake.
Handbrake, excellent.
And you're down and you're firing. Yeah.
Great method,
Good. Okay, follow the sign to Sudbury, please. Sudbury.
Mirror.
Good mirror checks. Well done. Give you a gold star after this. Yeah.
I'm gonna check my mirrors again.
Yeah. Good. Right.
It's never enough for mirrors. That's the way I say it.
I say
never enough.
50% of the test is the observations.
Yeah. You gotta be
on it.
I'm always telling my pupils about nowadays. It's all about these. The mopeds are just whizzing in and out.
Yeah.
You got your Deliveroo's, Uber Eats.
Yeah. Let's not mention any company names, but yeah. Okay. Now, what I noticed when you were stopping. Other pizza deliveries and companies are available. I'm covering my back here. I noticed that you put the handbrake on first and then went into neutral.
Yes.
Now that's a perfect method from my opinion. Why did you put the handbrake on and then neutral? Why not neutral and then handbrake?
Because it's the added security of having the handbrake on first.
Yeah, so it's secure,
It secures the vehicle.
And if you were still in gear by accident, I've done it a few times in my history of driving. We jumped the clutch, put the handbrakes on.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere, are you?
That's
It's
right.
just going to stall out, and then you just get the car ready to go again. No damage is done.
No damage is done.
So the security is there for our safety.
Also, we've got the eco drive in these cars as well. So what happens is the engine cuts off as well. So handbrake neutral, engine switches off. You're doing the eco drive. You could be sitting in traffic for a while.
Right, so you've got the clutch down.
Yeah.
Got your gear.
Right. Okay.
Up on the clutch into second gear
just
even
check the bike
before.
on the right.
Holding the clutch down here, Mike. Why are we holding the clutch down?
Just in case. So I was planning just in case we were coming. So my objective was I'm coming away off the clutch as I'm coming off the bend. The plan was to...
There's a lot of coming going on here, Mike.
No,
like that sign we saw
it's not.
earlier.
I'm not coasting. I'm coming off the clutch.
Right, coming off the
As long
clutch.
as you're planning to come off, and you're planning to... It's like, you could be planning to stop in case there was a cat coming, so you would declutch down, you see.
Okay,
But
so
then
the
you could
cat's
be
not going to be dinner.
No.
Good.
Yeah.
With, on a serious note, with animals with 4 legs, what I recommend is people beep the horn. It tends to scare them off the road.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you just
Just
stare
be
at
cautious though, as well. I mean, people get scared of pigeons and stuff, don't they?
you. Yeah, animals with 2 legs, don't worry about them. They will fly out the way. Unless they are old or sick, they're not going to be run over, trust me. They will move out the way at the last hair of a second, but you won't run them over, okay? So don't slam your brakes on for a pigeon or a bird of any sort. They will move.
Okay.
Right, now I notice you're getting second gear very early on, so how do you know when it's time to change from first to second gear? Why not just keep first gear all the way up this road?
It's going to over rev the engine.
What's revs? What are you talking about?
Revs per minute.
What, RPMs?
RPM.
Yeah, well, fill me in. I'm a novice here. I have no idea what revs are, what RPMs are.
It's how loud the engine's getting. So because you're not driving an automatic, you're driving manual.
Yeah.
You've got to change the gears. You physically have to change the gears. So
And
as the engine gets louder, you need to change into a higher gear.
Follow the sign to Harrow on the Hill, please.
Harrow on the Hill. It's a lovely junction here.
Yeah, don't get it confused with Harrow. We are focusing on hills, so we want Harrow on the Hill, please.
Harrow on the Hill.
Very good. Yeah, and this is a confusing junction. Now, not too difficult for turning left. Good. Nice mirrors and signals. I notice as you're coming towards the traffic to come to a stop, you're gearing down into first gear.
Yes.
Now this is perfect, okay? So you could use that for engine braking. What's engine braking?
Slows the car down.
Right,
so you're slowing the car down with your brake, but you're actually... The engine is... So when you go into a lower gear, you're slowing it down as well with the gear as well.
Nice
as well as your foot brake.
Okay, so the lower the gear, the slower the car wants to go. Providing you raise the clutch and engage the gear, that's engine braking, yeah? Okay, now I noticed you're not using first gear, but it's there for you if you needed it, yeah? So you're getting that all set up and ready. And also you're going to need first gear when you move off anyways, aren't you? If you are the type of driver that would like to just keep the clutch down and keep yourself in gear and wait there, ready to go again, it's all set for you and ready to go again. Mike's a little bit more experienced, so he's putting the handbrake on and then going into neutral so he can relax a little, yeah? So you're not wearing out your knee too much. And you can...
Exactly. The opportunity, I mean, look, if you're going for a long drive, you do get tired, especially the left foot with the clutch work. You're sitting in a lot of traffic. When the opportunity does arise, you do need to put your handbrake on, put it into neutral, have a little stretch on the legs as well.
I would agree, yeah. But for some people, they prefer just staying in gear because they're worried that...
They are, but the thing is, you got to look at the fact that you got to look after your car and the environment around as well, so you need to put the handbrake on.
Is it a need, though, for your driving test?
Not necessarily.
Okay. So it's down to person's preference then, yeah?
Yeah. But I always encourage eco-driving.
Yeah, definitely. I would encourage it as well.
Yeah, I always encourage it.
Breathing in a lot of fumes recently, especially around this area. So the less emissions, the better.
Yeah.
Hence the 20 mile an hour zones. We had a little chat about that earlier.
So our cars do have start-stop system in them.
The eco-friendly,
the eco-friendly. So when you're sitting in traffic,
Harrow on the hill.
Yeah, okay. Harrow on the hill.
So when you're sitting in traffic, you do switch off the engine. Is that what you're going to say?
So what I'm trying to say is handbrake neutral will switch the engine off.
Alright, have a look at the layout here. Nice mirrors, good early positioning. Excellent. How familiar are you with this route, Mike? You know where you are?
Not really, I don't come around here.
Good.
You know I don't come around here.
Well, that's why I was asking, just I can tell that if you know because you're positioning early and stuff, but I noticed it was a tiny bit delayed, probably because you didn't know the junction.
Yeah.
So that's why it led me into that question. Alright, now what can you see on your left here, Mike, sign-wise?
Give way to oncoming vehicles.
Yeah, and you've got the giveaway lines there. That's slightly hidden by the parked cars there. So it depends how many parked cars there are, but sometimes it's impossible
I'm playing it a little bit more cautious, you see.
Good. Nice
Only
mirrors.
because I'm not familiar with the road.
Yes. Yeah, and you need to be cautious around here. As you can see, there's double-decker buses that use these roads. You've got delivery man there, where there's a van, there's a man.
The warning sign there.
Someone's got a parking ticket over there. Deserve a parking ticket, don't they?
Range Rover there.
This guy should get a parking ticket as well.
Of course, on a double yellow.
I mean, what if the double-decker bus tries to get through here? What if another double-decker bus tries to get through here at the same time? It can be quite tight through here, especially in the bends. Right, nice handbrake, nice biting point, nice little shoulder check there. You
never know.
Left mirrors there on the way back in round the van. Okay, so imagine a double-decker bus coming up the road now. You can see how narrow it can get here. Even with this normal sized vehicle, it's still fairly narrow.
Ooh, I'm thirsty.
You want to stop there?
Oh, is that Harrow College, isn't it, kids?
Mingle with the students. So here we go.
This is you can clearly see it.
Yeah, this is a clear sign.
The road markings are poor here.
Very faint.
Very poor.
Good.
I just slowed down so that people can see it in the camera there as
excellent.
Well. Oh, okay, I recognise this.
Yeah, this is Harrow School, Harrow Boys School.
Front of the road.
Yeah, very good. Alright, we've got a few zebra crossings, we've got the poles, the beacons here. Depending what time of the day you come through here to do your test, you might have plenty of students using the crossings here, so just take care. Now Mike, your car's telling you it's a 30 zone, it's lying. It's still 20. Now it doesn't, a lot of people will go over 20 on this downhill section. It doesn't change until you get further down towards the next priority sign, okay? And you'll see the speed change sign just above the priority sign, okay? Now this one works differently to the last two priority signs. So can you see the sign on the left and the blue rectangle? So the big arrow is the boss, as you know. Don't need to tell you these things, it's just things that I'd mention for anybody that's trying to learn the routes. Okay, and this is the Harrow on the Hill independent drive route at Greenford. Okay, so we're doing a test route here, and we're going to swap seats later, and I'm going to be driving. Turn right at the traffic light. Excellent, nice early position. Position's crucial here. Very tight lanes.
Very narrow.
A lot of people. Go on.
No, I always tell my pupils drive like lorry drivers. They always check their mirrors all the time.
Good.
It's only because I've got a PCV license as well.
I didn't know that.
Used to drive
the bus.
double-decker buses, coaches. I can drive all that.
Okay. A lot of people swan neck here, so Mike's staying very straight. It's a bit hard, we don't have a camera for the steering wheel today, but he's staying very straight and going into the junction. There's a bus passing us on the left, there's plenty of room for the bus because Mike's got brilliant position, but some people, a lot of people, especially when learning to drive or even after, will swing out to the left and then turn right. We don't do that, we turn in and in. We don't turn out and in, okay? And that applies for both left and right turns. You turn in the direction that you wish to travel. Very good awareness there, Mike. Nice mirror check, safe to go in the bicycle lane. So you're doing that to pass the vehicle. Excellent mirror checks to pass the next vehicle. So you had one turning right, you change direction, keep to the right. Follow signs to Wembley now, please. Signs to Wembley. Okay, you change direction to the left, then you change direction to the right, and you did your mirror checks accordingly. We're just talking about that, like you said, drive like a lorry driver. Yeah, plenty of mirror checks. All right, this is Norfolk Park Roundabout. This one's really weird unless you know it.
I'm not too. I mean, I don't use it that often, but you know.
Right, have a look at the very faint road markings. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. It's a nice clutch control. Very good gas there on your acceleration.
Yeah.
Have a look at the bit in the middle. Wembley. Very, 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 very faint. Okay. You've nailed that. So you've come into the centre lane as you've passed around the corner there, which is perfect. It's exactly what you need to do.
Then bear towards your left.
Very good. Yeah. All right. Lovely roundabout. Now.
Would you like me to move into?
It's entirely up to you. Now, normally we would encourage people to use the left lane, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Okay. It's very easy to go over the speed limit on this section as well. Now the lanes will merge down here. So for anybody that's doing a driving test, excellent mirror check for change speed. Anybody that's doing a driving test, as you come off the Norfolk Roundabout, and I'll go into a little bit more detail about what Mike did there as we follow the road ahead shortly. As you follow the road ahead, it will merge into one lane. So if you come off the Norfolk Park Roundabout, you can stay in the right lane, because as you pass through this traffic light, it's all going to become one. So you're not really going to be penalised for normal driving. Positioning normal driving means you keep to the left lane, which Mike's done. Right, now what I wanted to touch on there is what I used to call launch control. So you've stopped at the edge of the roundabout to make sure it's safe to proceed. You've had to stop because it wasn't safe and you had traffic on the right. Now as you stop there, you've got yourself into first gear, the gear that you need. A lot of people forget to gear down. You know, I've had very experienced drivers get to the edge of a roundabout in third gear, sit there looking at the traffic and try and pull away in third gear, and totally forgot to go back into first gear. Now you know what's going to happen next. They're going to stall.
But they should be able to feel that it's not moving. That's what I say to my pupils, like, feel that you're in the wrong gear. It's like us as experienced drivers, we can feel it's in the wrong gear. I've done it a few times and I'm like, dip the clutch back down, back into first. It does happen.
Yeah, how many years you've been driving, Mike?
Not that long.
So, you know, yeah, I totally agree with you. I would
it's always
feel
about
it,
the feeling
you would feel it. Yeah. Feeling is like one of the most important things about driving a manual car. But a lot of people without this years of experience, they can't feel that. So how can we help them out if they can't feel it?
They gotta just sheer practice.
Remember, practice, isn't it? Yeah, experience, practice.
You just need more practice.
Wembley's at the top. It's the second exit straight ahead.
Okay, let's see what the left lane's for. The road markings are very poor here.
These are new, by the way. New road markings. Okay.
There's our first exit. You would like the second exit?
Very good, nice.
I always check my right as well.
Yeah,
so
I do.
People cutting in. Oh, it's madness now.
Yeah.
So
especially if you get a parked car on the edge of the roundabout, which you can get on the Rainers Lane roundabouts. So you need that little right mirror check because you've got to change direction. Okay, back to the launch control. So you remember to get back into first gear, which is obviously just comes natural to you. Okay, that's the first most important thing to remember when you stop. You go back to first gear. Now you've raised the clutch, you've got your handbrake on, so you've put your handbrake on, you've raised the clutch up, so we're getting this whole loading the gun thing again, right, to the biting point. Like you said, feeling, you can feel the car kind of lurches forwards, starts to shake a little bit, doesn't it? Tiny bit of shaking once we find the biting point. Biting point is when you raise the clutch up, roughly halfway on this clutch, isn't it? So from all the way from the bottom to the top, halfway in between is where the biting point is on the Ford Fiesta. Okay, or most Fords, I'd say, probably the same. Haven't driven the Focus, but I'm assuming it's the same. And then we're adding the gas, so we're getting that hum on the gas, which is the acceleration. And you know you're at the right revs. Follow the road ahead at the traffic lights. Look at the traffic lights, look at the road markings. Well done. You've chose the right lane to go straight, which is the correct lane to use. And now that you've got the hammer pulled back, you've got the clutch at the biting point, you've loaded it with the gas and the accelerator humming away, roughly 2,000 revs. Okay, and then you've got it all loaded, you're ready, there's a gap at the roundabout, you'd walk out, you drive out, firing that trigger, releasing the handbrake, and you're off. Yeah? Alright, now the roundabout itself, let's say for argument's sake, which I think is fairly true, you weren't too sure about the layout of that roundabout. So in theory, what was your planning to turn right at the roundabout? What lane were you going to approach in?
On the roundabout, on the approach.
Yeah, we were
If I'm
turning
taking
right,
also-
third exit.
Third exit in the
Yeah.
right lane,
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
And then when you join the roundabout, you join the right lane.
You're joining the right lane as you emerge out, but then don't forget, if you hug that right, you're only going to keep on looping around.
Very good.
You've got to start to come off.
Yeah, and that's what you did naturally.
So as you pass each exit, you've got to do your observations.
Yeah.
Start checking the left, start coming in, check the right as well, especially if it's a really big, wide roundabout. Then you're going to get drivers cutting you off from the left or right. So it's very important that you are checking both sides of the car. Observations and awareness is vital when you are going around a big, large roundabout. Do you agree?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I recommend checking mirrors. Always pair your mirrors, so internal left mirror at every exit that you pass on the roundabout.
Yeah.
It's what you're doing naturally as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, now when you went round that first initial corner on the roundabout, I like to say it's a corner because Norfolk Park roundabout is shaped a bit like a rectangle if you look at it from satellite view. That first corner that Mike went round after he joined the roundabout is where Mike started to branch off or spiral out to the centre lane, which is the lane that you'd need. You're not actually changing lanes at that point because the inner lane, the right lane that Mike joined, okay, it actually divides into two. So it's the same lane, but it opens, it spirals into two. Mike's gone into the centre, which very faintly says Wembley. Continue to follow the signs to Wembley, please. And then he's followed that lane round to the third exit, mirror signals on the exit, and exited the roundabout. Now, this one could be a little bit tricky. By the way, this whole road has been 20 miles an hour. The signs are very poor. Early vision, early decision. Very good. Now the reason why I say that roundabout can be a bit tricky is because the traffic on the right can be a bit relentless. And Mike had a very good early look or vision to the right, and then he made a decision that he would
I
walk
always
out.
execute. Once I know it's clear, execute. You can't just sit around
follow
there
through,
and
take
go,
it. Yeah.
Go with that.
Yeah.
You know.
Desmond, our instructor down, manual instructor down in West Wickham, which we were talking about. Just called him recently. He says if there's £20 on the floor, what do you do?
What would you do? Pick it up.
Yeah, so you take it, don't you? Yeah. So that's the sort of
Where do you want
UK.
me to go? Alperton?
Sorry, take the second exit, turning right.
Yeah.
Alperton, yeah, thank you.
So you said right, I'm going to signal right.
Excellent. See that? Mike said he's heard.
Well, I heard a right,
or
I'm
turn
signalling right.
So you hear right, you signal right.
I'm now going left.
Very good. Nice spiral, beautiful steering.
Yeah.
Very good line on the exit.
Yeah, that's it.
Alright, so we're talking about the road back there was 20. It's now 30, and then there's a speed change to 40. Very good awareness and planning. A bit further up, you'll see signs for 30. The traffic lights turn right, please, Mike. Excellent early planning, getting in the right lane straight away, not hanging about, but taking it, like you said, with the roundabout.
Exactly, yes. Boom, boom, boom.
Very good. How the mirror checks with that signal?
Sorry, yeah, good. What was that? Mirrors?
I don't know, you've got Ray-Bans on, I can't see your eyes.
No. You can see the move. Listen, at the end of the day, if you've got glasses on in your test, the examiners can still see you moving your head.
Yes.
They can still see what you're doing.
Yeah.
So you can wear sunglasses in the test.
Yeah, wear them.
You can. Yeah,
of course.
why not?
The sun's number one hazard, man. You go around the corner in the shade and you've got the sun glaring in your face, you're blinded.
Yeah.
So you got the sunglasses on, that's going to help.
Yeah, it's there to protect you as well.
Yeah. And like you said, the head movements.
Yeah,
I say it's like you're trying to win the Oscar.
Yeah.
You really want to ham it up, keep your head moving round. So I passed
It's for your
my
own
test.
benefit. I'm not saying we're not saying it for our sake. It's for your own sake.
Yeah.
The more you're doing with your observations, the better you're going to become.
Yeah. We're here just to get people through the process, aren't we, really?
Yeah.
Obviously give them information that's going to help them to be a safer driver.
Exactly.
But you know what happens when people pass a driving test.
There you go, loopy.
Loopy-loo.
And then they're calling us back. Oh dear, I got to do a retake.
I got banned. Yeah.
Got banned. 6 points.
Yeah.
6 points?
6
First
points,
year?
Yeah.
First year?
Holding your phone, doesn't matter if you're receiving a call, text, or anything else, is 6 points on your license.
Even if you're stationary, right?
Yeah, with
on a running engine.
On,
yeah, running engine.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. I do like that route.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too bad. So
So
we've got
it's
a
a
few
tough one.
hills. Yeah,
It's a
few
tough one. I
hills,
would say
yeah.
it's a tough one.
Yeah, especially that Norfolk Roundabout. Yeah.
You know, some pupils would find that very, very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But
And we're going to come back
with
to
the
that.
right team.
Yeah.
With the right team. You got the right team. That's it. You're going to win.
Yeah, people that don't waste your time,
Yeah.
basically.
We're here to get you through it.
The hill that we came up,
Yeah.
we're going to go down to finish this route
wow.
off. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
And then I'm going to get you to do a reverse park exercise so you can show how you're going to control the clutch in
Okay,
reverse
no
gear,
worries, man.
and we're done. All right. So I'd like you to I'd like you to turn left at the roundabout, first exit, please.
Boom. Boom. There it is. I find a lot of people sometimes tend to stop there and give way to pedestrians. But what does it say in the highway code?
Or you must maintain progress unless it's a pedestrian crossing, right?
Yeah, of course. Exactly.
You need to keep the traffic flowing. That's the idea.
That's it. Absolutely.
And that's what examiners want. I've had a few examiners say to my students before the test, I've told them they're going too slow, and on the test, the guys, come on, go, come on, faster. You're holding. There's people behind us. You know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, get on with it.
Get on with it.
That's what they say.
Mm.
Otherwise, they'll say, right, you failed, hesitating, driving too slow. You need to go and take more lessons. They need a driver on the day. It's true, isn't it?
I was hoping you're going to keep going straight.
Oh, come on, me.
Not you, yeah, obviously. Alright, can you pull over and stop on the left? Don't worry about driveways on this occasion. Anywhere will be fine. Just don't mount the pavement, obviously. All these things I'm mentioning just because that's
Where's
things
my
that...
reference point gone?
Ah, you got your little blue ball, didn't you? Yeah, sorry, I moved that. Mine's pickle. Right, okay. When you're ready and it's safe, drive on. And actually, instead of going down to the test centre where we started, can you take the next road on the right, please?
Okay, no worries.
Alright.
What was it you wanted me to do?
Parallel park, reverse park.
No.
Yeah, we're going to take
Red car?
take the next road on the left, please, and get you more onto like test standard situations. Okay, turning left, please. This road can be quite a tricky one to see. A lot of people don't know.
I
about
always
this
say,
road.
look, as you go into a junction, is it a first gear turn or a second gear turn?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, look at it. Once you've had the experience with your instructor, you will know by your test day that it is first.
Yeah.
So, you know what?
Turns that you can't see around are first gear, and turns that you can see into a bit more on second gear. Pull up on the left in the safe. Actually, don't worry about the driveways again on this occasion because we don't have a long enough driveway, and just give yourself enough room to move off again. Perfect. Okay, Mike, we're going to do the reverse park. So when you're ready, I'd like you to move out and stop next to the Mercedes in front, the black vehicle in front of us, roughly about a door length in between. And then I'd like you to reverse park within 2 car lengths and a reasonable distance from the curb. When you're ready and it's safe to do so, move out alongside the vehicle in front and then reverse park in your own time.
Okay. Oops, didn't get into gear there.
Yeah, POM.
Yeah.
Prepare, observe, move.
There we go, lovely.
Alright, so we're going to talk about your clutch control. Actually, could you just talk us through what you're doing with your clutch?
So what I'm doing now is putting it into reverse. I've seen a car coming. I'm just going to signal down to let him know reverse parking.
Cool.
Get the bike, because I'm slightly going uphill here. Looking around, loads of observations. See the guys just coming in. I'm trying to squeeze in. There we go, just so he can... Is he going to stop? Yep, he's going to stop. I'll just put my handbrake on so I don't roll back. I'm going to do my POF again.
POF.
Preparing again, just looking around.
POF.
What? Sorry?
POM.
POM, sorry.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's go. Keep it going. I did say
2 car lengths, Mike. 2 car
There we
lengths.
go.
2 car lengths, Mike. Where are you going?
Hold it. You. What?
I've put you off, haven't I?
There we go.
You've
I'm
got
going to
a
go
little
forward.
bit more than 2
There
car
we go.
lengths, though. Yeah?
No one's perfect. Handbrake neutral.
Alright, okay.
Good.
So 2 car lengths would be roughly the space that
Yep.
we're in now. So you've got about a car length in front, and we're in the second car length, okay? Exceeding that is outside the test conditions. Now, nice gap there from the pavement. You're roughly about a drain width away, you know, about a steering wheel away. That's a reasonable distance that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to end it here, all right, with your POF. All right, the test centre's literally at the end of the road and on the left, okay? So there's no need for us to go around the corner and park up there. But thank you for watching. Now it's my turn. We're going to swap over in a minute.
Okay,
and
cool. No worries.
I will probably do the directions as we're going. But if there's anything that comes up, just let me know. All right, but please like, comment and subscribe, and share the videos would be brilliant. Mike Hands, Scott Wendon, 2-day pass, manual instructor, automatic instructor. It's the way of the future, guys.
Nice.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.